Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Industrial Faith. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Factorio 4X, your 15-minute Factorio fix, Season 2, Episode 6. We are putting together the solar that I've been wanting forever, and gosh, Santa wouldn't give it to me, so I just had to build it myself. And such is the ways of life. So we are built my accumulators, and we're installing them. Now, the whole point of the accumulators is so that they will gather power that you can have energy at night when the sun is down. Right now, my regular power is just, well, charging them. And again, while there is a supposed magic ratio, I haven't found it. Maybe I don't have enough solar cells because they just don't seem to. You'll see it in this episode. I'll stare at the power for a whole night, and we can watch the power go. We can watch how the power shifts because I'm really concerned about how everything works. And apparently, again, supposedly, here I'm making plastic, and I'm making it right here so it's right next to the red circuits. Apparently, you're supposed to be able to reach a point at which you, how do I put it? You're supposed to be able to reach a point at which you can go all night without having the cells on, and then the solar cells will go ahead and recharge your cells and run your factory. I'm thinking in order to do that, you should probably have double what you normally run on during the day. So if you use 4 megawatts per second, your accumulators should be able to do 4 megawatts per second. And then during the day, you should be able to charge your accumulators. So hopefully that makes sense, because it sure made sense in my head. So, if you'll pardon me, there's going to be occasional lapses. I have a hot cup of coffee here, and I'm drinking it, like now. So I'm making underground belts, because I'm going to, again, I need to get red circuits up and running. I've got plastic rolling, there's steel, that's probably where there's copper. Again, this is going to be for the copper wire. So I don't know how many I'm going to need here. So I'm looking, I need electrical circuits, plastic, copper wire. So some of the copper wire, I'm going to have to build, well, more than one thing of copper wire. Now the easy thing, or the reason most people put green circuits on their bus is because there's actually a lot of things that use green circuits, as you've seen me building here. And if you put them on the bus, it's actually easier to build this red circuit manufacturing assembly right here. So that's where what I'm doing doesn't make a lot of sense, but at the same time, to me it kind of does, because I'm actually able to by building each assembly purpose-built, there can come a time when I can disassemble it. You know, like the rocket parts that I needed last playthrough. So, well done. And red circuits seem to take a lot of stuff. So, and this actually is a very unusual build in that it doesn't have green circuits on the bus. What I'm doing is pretty much unheard of. You just put your green circuits on the bus and you roll, and that's what you're supposed to do. Now, if I recall, this isn't going to be enough red circuits. So I'm trying to figure out where the heck I built my my copper wire. Oh, I'm sorry, no, it's plastic. So, and again, plastic doesn't really have to be on the bus. Am I putting it on the bus? No. Okay, good. What am I doing there? Copper. Alright, so... Oh, I get it. Okay. What else goes on there? It's gotta be the green circuits, right? I'm just gonna have the green circuits feed in. And this is gonna be copper wire because the red circuits need copper wire as well. And I believe I'm gonna have the copper... Yeah, I'll have the copper wire feed up into the plastic line because the machines take long enough to manufacture that it's actually going to feed in and work just fine. Now, four copper wire assemblers is more than we're going to need. Ever. Oh, I love coffee. Anyways, sorry if you're not drinking coffee, you should. Just don't overdo it. Gosh. So here's going to be where I'm feeding my copper, and then this is going to feed into the batteries. And what do I do with this? Oh yeah, there we go. Move this so I can. Like I said, this is a mess. It's hilarious to me. So now that I have what I need, I can actually start building blue science. And so there's a little bit more land out there, so I've got more room to work with. And here's these guys. Here you go. So I'm going to use my beloved underground connections like that. So good. Now, do I build 1 or 2 blue? I think it looks like I'm going to build 2, so I think I build 2 just so that way it's set. We're always going to have stuff. There we go. And I'm putting it there, the usual, so that I can put purple on the line. I mean, literally, I can put purple right next to the green, and we're good. Now, what I am going to notice is that I'm not getting enough green circuits, because the green circuits are actually feeding my green science, and it's feeding my blue science. So one assembler is not going to be able to keep up. So here I'm just mostly looking at red circuits going, I need more. Need more red circuits. So what I'm doing is I'm checking to see if one copper wire factory can feed that. And the answer is yes. So I don't need those other 3 copper wire factories. So I start going, well, what am I going to do? Well, the answer's simple. I'm going to make more red circuits. So I'm going to move this stuff so that I can put more circuit factories in. And what I'll do is I'll feed the copper wire into and so I can also make more red circuits. This is going to be a weird little build. So here's I'm just kind of trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to do this stuff, because you know when you're dealing with crazy weird compressed builds like this, you kind of got to go weird. And so and here I am doing weird stuff. Again, it's a puzzle factor. That steel looks so goofy. So I'm just sometimes you just have to kind of look at everything and go, okay, where do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? So because I was thinking, what if I can feed in green circuits from somewhere else? And the answer is no, that doesn't work. So now here, I'm going to, if I recall, yes. I need to get copper wire to these guys, and that's how I do it. The only problem is I got to do this circuitous, tortuous route. But I will also, it's going to double my ability to produce red circuits, which is fantastic. Now, admittedly, it's all going to load on one side of the line, but, yeah, I don't care. And I could easily fix that by kind of moving stuff around. And I only need yellow inserters to take the, because the red inserters don't use a lot of materials and their build time's long enough. So we've got a lot more red circuits. So blue science should be chugging along here. I'm going to play with some more accumulators because, again, I'm trying to test, I'm trying to see how many accumulators I need to get rid of the power. So right there, those are 15 a block, so there I have 60, and I'm putting in, so I have 75. There we go, now I've got 75. If I get another block, that'll be 90, and I have 96 solar cells. So I'm pretty close to supposedly what you're supposed to have. So I just got the increased, or the improved oil processing, and what that does is it actually produces less heavy oil, and it produces produces less heavy oil and more petroleum and light oil. So at some point I'm actually going to have to start using light oil to make petroleum gas, or I may just turn it into rocket fuel. I'll probably turn it into rocket fuel because right now my factory doesn't have a huge need of, well, anything. I mean, literally, I've just built a science factory. That's it. I'll have to start building some laser turrets because I'm going to need to go get some purple science. I don't know how much, though. So that's sort of the next big test. Excuse me, coffee time. So good. And it's not piping hot coffee, it's very warm coffee, so it's perfect. I'm telling you, man, microwaves are awesome. So here I'm looking, where's my science? And so here's where I realized that I can't do the green circuit thing. So I'm actually going to steal from here because the only time I'm using it is when I'm making solar cells. So instead of having purple blood, so instead of having one circuit machine feed 2 circuit needs, I'm just going to put this guy together and run that way. So, and I'll do a couple adjustments to it, move stuff around, because, you know, I'm not really sure of how I want it, etc., etc. But the important thing is that I will get, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it feed the blue. I think, do I have it feed the blue and the yellow? Yeah. So that way, the green circuit will feed the blue and the red science at the same time. There we go. Everything's nice and tidy. I'm going to start getting green inserters again, and I can start making blue science again. That's exactly what I need. So great, everything's running, everything's just dandy. I've finished laser turrets, and there you go, look at that, wow. Just cranking away. So I'm gonna make blue everything, so that way everything works real nice. So here I'm looking because laser research, and I think this is the part, because I'm looking here at my 75, and I'm gonna build, now I've got 90, and it's filling up. So I have 96 solar cells and I have 90 accumulators, and I'm going to put in more solar cells. I think part of this is because I have increased the factory size. So if you notice, am I really using 6 kilowatts? That's amazing. That's so much power. Megawatts, not kilowatts. So I'm going to throw some more down here. So now we're at 90. Now we'll be at 105, which is a lot. Do I put more in? Yeah. So, and I put more in. So now we're at 130. Well, no wonder my solar cells couldn't keep up with it. Although I have 112, so 130. So I should be able to power my factory through the night. Should. So, okay, so I've disconnected all the power because I want it to drain entirely. So I've taken all the unnecessary stuff off, and I'm just going to watch what happens. So as you can see, it's all on accumulators. We're losing solar power. Okay, now we're on accumulators straight up. So we're using about 5.3 megawatts a second. And as you can see, now it looks like it's draining it really fast. But it'll make it through the night. And as you can see, the solar cells are starting to pick up the slack. And here I go look at the turrets, and then I realize I shut everything down again. But it drains my accumulators. And so I start looking at this, and I'm like, okay, now where are we going with this? And the realization is that it's really, I can power my factory, but it doesn't look like I have a lot of room to fill the capacitors. So as you can see, it's just growing really slowly, and I'm concerned about the charge rate. I'm really not sure if the charge rate's going to be enough. So I'll end up hooking my power back up because it's a good backup to have, and it'll charge my accumulators at a speed that's good. But so far, the current weakness in the factory is, in fact, I believe my accumulators and cell ratio. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and shut her down. Thank you for joining me for the latest episode of Factorio 4X, your 15-minute Factorio fix. I look forward to seeing you in the future. Have a good night, and bye-bye.